and welcome to another wonderful webisode of Constantly Cheeky. Up here, right there, that's Rupert. Rupert Cheek is the founder and owner of Cheeky Promos, who you can find at JackiePriceMarketing.com. And me, Connie, one of the wonderful founder owners of JackiePrice.com, so you guys can find us online. Today, this week has been crazy hectic. Mr. Cheek up there has some pretty good news. I heard that you recently taught a master class at a specific music college. Tell us about it.
I had a message from someone who I was connected to on LinkedIn, who is a lecturer at Leeds College of Music in Leeds, obviously, in Yorkshire, which is about 200 miles north of London, asking me if I'd like to do a masterclass, which I was kind of taken aback by. So I emailed him back to say, when you say do, what do you mean? And he said, would you like to lead it? Which I was kind of surprised by, pleasantly so. And he said I was a really interesting guy, and that the students on the music business course would benefit from hearing about what I've been doing and some of the advice and experience that I could share with them. So I said, yes, please, that would be great. Having never done it before, I was kind of nervous. I'm not really at least not yet, a confident public or otherwise speaker. When I was in Mongolia a year ago, I was leading some classes, but there were only about 6 or 8 people in the class, so that was kind of easy. But in this class that I taught or gave on Wednesday, there were about 15 or 20 music business students. Some of them were interested, some of them asked some questions and told me a bit about what they were doing, which was great. Makes it more interesting for me if people engage back with me. And I'll share some of my tips and experience of running Cheeky Promo for the last 5 years or so, and got to chat to some of the students after the class, some of the other lecturers as well, which was great fun.
Yay! So what do you think the overall takeaway was? Were you more comfortable with the idea of teaching master classes?
I'd like to do it again, yeah. Obviously there's a lot of room for improvement on my part, it being the first one I did, but I'd like to explore it further and do some more, definitely. So I might contact some other music institutions, probably in London first, and ask them if they might be interested in me doing something like that there.
It's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. So what do you think the greatest takeaway for you was? Did you learn anything? That's one of my favorite things about academia, is that it's always a give and take. So what do you think you took away?
The fact that I can stand up in front of 15 people and talk for half an hour. Someone had asked me a few years ago, I would have said, hell no. So the fact that I can do it is kind of the main thing.
Right. So what the world may not know is that Rupert and I are very, very happy introverted people. And both of us in the last year have done a lot to be able to step out and maybe find our voice among a crowd, and the crowds keep getting bigger. But it's all a part of chasing your dreams. Like, there's little things you have to get over, whoever you are, whatever your thing is. And for Rupert, a really big one is being able to publicly speak. For me, a really big one is being in public. I like my world, you guys. Like, I know my world and it's mine. But we're both doing it, and it's not bad. You know, like, I remember I was very apprehensive about doing residency the first time for the same reason. You have to stand in front of professionals from all over, and they're all equally or more intelligent or equally intelligent, but they're striving for intellect, and you want to present yourself well. I cried on the way to residency, truthfully, because it was it's way far out of my comfort zone. Rupert, you handled it like a champ.
Something you just said, when you said you have to speak in front of professionals, it sounded like you were saying that you didn't feel like you were, or is that me?
That I didn't feel like I was a professional?
Is that my
Well,
interpretation?
kind of. You know, the first time I went to residency, the world knows a lot was going on. My mom had just passed away, and I was in my doctorate's program. I've clearly earned it, and I've owned companies and been trying to work this as hard as Rupert has for probably as long. But there's something different, especially for me, because I'm so introverted and I am an entrepreneur. I was going to sit in front of, I met so many wonderful people, Rupert, like principals, and you know, principal comes with a certain level of respect, and a firefighter, and that comes with a certain level of respect. And then they're like, well, what are you? And I'm like, I'm an independent who works in the music industry, and I build teams globally. And that sounds cool. I get it. But it didn't sound cool to me when okay, so I went in thinking that I was like, I went in thinking I was the underdog, and I found out that I'm not, which was really cool. Like, you needed to know that, but it might also explain why I'm so humble. Like, everything is because as an introvert, like, my world is just my world, and it's easy to get comfortable here, and it's easy to experience my own growth. But then when I'm comparing it to someone who works a traditional job, you know, if somebody goes, what are you? And I go, a marketer, short one-word answer. And they go, you know, what are you? And that person goes, chief of police. I instinctively think chief of police has more prestige to it, you know, and without dropping names, or, well, this is people I've worked with, and these are people, which is pretty profound. Like, good job me. But it doesn't seem profound. And also, when you're talking to people, it also kind of feels rude to go, oh, well, I work with, well, it's also unprofessional. You can't tell people who you work with. So, as far as I was concerned, when the world looks at me, they would go, wow, that's a really smart, pretty girl who's going places. And I kind of got stuck there. I thought everybody just thought I was going places. And that's not true. Now you can find additional doctorate students on the Jackie Price marketing team, because it is always a give and take. And I said that a minute ago. So what I got from residency was confidence, and it was a personal experience for me to feel comfortable being me.
Which places do you want to be going to?
What do you mean, which?
When you say you're going places, which places are they?
See, I'm kind of secretly jealous of you. I would love to teach master classes. I don't know if I'd want to be a full-time professor yet. No, I would never turn it down. I love teaching, and for people like me, severely introverted people is what I mean by that. the world of academia has finally allowed me to be able to feasibly see myself as a professor from the comfort of my own home. However, I want to push myself further than that. I think I want to see myself as a professor in a brick and mortar situation. Like, a year ago, I would have thought just the idea of it would have given me a panic attack. That might be too much honesty for the world about me, but it's a truth. And so you get that anxiety about something so different. But I think I want to push myself this year. I'm finding those situations where I have blind anxiety, and that's what it is. Okay, so if we're being serious about it, it's blind anxiety. I don't know why I'm anxious about it. I just am. And so instead of going and being like, I'm anxious, don't do that, go back to doing what you like doing, I've been going, I'm anxious. Why? And then I have to find out. And then, the anxiety has a reason. I'm not like afraid or ashamed of my anxiety. I love my anxiety. This is my best friend. It tells me when scary things are scary and when happy things are happy. Like, anxiety works. I still have anxiety, but maybe it's better placed. Maybe it becomes an empowerment tool, like anger. Anger can be very dangerous, or it could be amazingly wonderful and controlled. You can push great success with anger. So I'm introducing the idea that anxiety is the same way. You can have an anxiety disorder, or you could be naturally introverted, or you could have post-traumatic stress disorder or depression, whatever it is you deal with. And all of those accompany anxiety comes with it. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing, because I'm getting ready for residency again, you guys. And this time I'm not crying. I already got my hotel paid for. Travel arrangements are all lined up, which helps a lot with the way I think. I'm really strict in scheduling. So I like to know what's going to happen. It matters to me in a huge way. So I got all of the planning and strategy done, and now I'm working on the finer details, like something I think everybody deals with that nobody talks about. What do you wear? Because business professional in Oregon, you guys, I have a hoodie on, okay? It's cold, it's Oregon, versus business professional in Phoenix. It's like two different things. It's like, and you want to make sure that you're representing yourself properly, but if I could tell the whole world, the biggest secret to my success this year and to his, it's that we decided to be comfortable being exactly who we are. And I know that simplifies it a lot, and I'm sorry for that, Rupert, but it's the truth of it. As we find we have these issues, we'll talk to each other about them, or it's a personal thing, and then you work really hard on just challenge it and then see what happens. I challenge, if you're watching our show, you should be challenged. I challenge you to do something that you didn't think you could do this week, and then leave it down below, please. It would be so exciting to see us encouraging each other to break the box, right? Because that's what life is. Yeah, there is no box, so you have to get rid of it. Dumping the apple basket. I always say his name wrong. I don't pronounce. I'm gonna say.
Who? How do you know him?
Rene Descartes, the great thinker.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you dump the apple basket, you have to believe nothing is real and everything is real. And that sounds crazy. I have struggled with that statement probably since my associate's program, trying to figure out how do you unbelieve everything but believe it at the same time. I love it.
Sounds like there's a war going on here.
I know. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Well, is it celebrate? It's like a celebration. It's like 4th of July for us, right? Kind of. Maybe sadder.
Sadder, but kind of. I think I'm excited by it. But
I think so too. It's always an encouraging story. But
what do you mean?
well, for me, the Guy Fawkes' story is one of breaking the box and dumping the apple basket, seeing the world for what you want it to be versus what you're told it is. And so...
trying to blow up the parliament and then getting killed for it.
Right. Yeah. Such is the story of great minds. You know, that's really sad. I want to talk about that for a minute. When I was a little girl, my mom used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and do you know what I would tell her?
What?
A martyr.
Huh?
But why? Because as a little girl, I thought that a martyr was anyone who came with a great idea, a brilliant mind, and a heart filled with hope, and they were killed for introducing that idea to people. But for me, it wasn't like that I wanted to die. It was that I wanted to make that huge positive impact on the world and have that seed planted. But I just think that's a weird little tidbit of information, is that, you know, when I was younger, I understood what a martyr was to a certain extent, but I looked up to it. I mean, I still admire martyrs. I think that's why we call them martyrs, but whatever. What do you guys call Guy Fawkes' Day? I'm sorry.
Guy Fawkes night or bonfire night.
Okay. So if you hear big bangs and booms in the background, it's because it's Guy Fawkes Day or night in the UK. And the lovely people of London are celebrating the life of Guy Fawkes or his message.
Yeah, something like that.
So, do you want to correct me?
I don't know what they're doing, really.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Maybe both sides are celebrating their own opinions.
Yeah.
I think Guy Fawkes would be proud of that if that were the case. I mean, ignore me, world. Okay, so going back to defeating your own box walls. Oh, I did. Look, I put up a message with the video. It says, believe in you. We do. And that's kind of like my motto thing. I think the less you try to live within the confines of what you were told, and the more you try to find out what your own boundaries are, as long as you're being moral about it, you know, come on, morality first, people, you get bigger, you grow, and the world gets large and small all at the same time, but things start to make sense in a way that it's satisfying. Like, maybe not always. Like, we were just talking about politics. I don't think that's ever satisfying yet. But it could be if we all just started breaking down the boundaries they've been put around us. So what else could we say? Gig Finder on Reverbnation. Before recording, Rupert and I talked about throwing this out there because we've talked about Reverbnation before, but I was going through and looking at the different tools, and I wanted to shout out a couple of them for any artists who are interested in maybe getting better gigs. learning about what non-biased people think about your music in a way that you could apply to your own success. Reverbnation has tools for that. Your press kit, website, Facebook plugins. If you have not truly explored your Reverbnation, get on it. Like, I have had so much fun working with another artist, helping them work with their Reverbnation. You now can use the gig finder to, apply for gigs. There are different opportunities that are being expressed. Go through your buttons on Reverbnation because they are beyond phenomenal. I was really impressed, and I would dare to go out on a limb and say everything that I've learned about Reverbnation in this last year, when compared to similar sites, Reverbnation's winning. Just so you guys know, it's super winning. And just the culmination of information that's available there for the development of the artist, and the culmination of information that is there for the promotion of the artist. Astonishing. And if you need help, visit JackiePriceMarketing.com, because we have team members there that can help with every aspect of everything you could possibly need. So that's exciting. I'm not going to spend like 30 minutes on it. Just check out your Reverbnation. Really go through it. And if you don't understand how to go through it, find someone who does. Please. This is so cool. This could be like your career changing, door opens, information flood that you've been waiting for. It's really simple. Reverbnation.com. Everything that I just mentioned is included in the free account.
So
see you there.
Why do they make you pay for things? What isn't free?
Ooh, okay. So one of the things that's not free that I've dealt with this week was industry-specific target marketing, which, by the way, their prices are pretty decent. I know marketing. But with Reverbnation, you are able to specifically target where you want your press kit information and profile to be presented, which proprietary information. How much information do I share? I'll give this to you. I'll give it to you guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, here you go. Couple it. So if you use Gig Finder to find you gigs in, let's say, Ann Arbor, Michigan, you're focused in Ann Arbor, you're putting all your gig requests in Ann Arbor, I think, well, I don't know how much the fees change, but it was under $10. Advertise yourself in Ann Arbor. And you can do it exactly through Reverbnation. And what I love about that is it not only gives them access to your profile, but it gives them access to your press kit. And when you're trying to book a gig, dossiers, ladies and gentlemen, dossiers and press kits. That's what people want to see. That's how we know who you are, what kind of music you play, how successful you are, and what kind of audience you can bring into an engagement. So, I love Google. Sorry, Google. But if I were an artist, I'd be asking for a Reverbnation Google balance. And if I were an artist looking specifically regionally for gigs, I would specifically couple my Reverbnation marketing, target marketing, which is a paid service, people, but your targeted marketing with your free gig finder, because then those gigs that are going to Reverbnation and looking for artists are going to be presented with your face repetitively. And if you know anything about getting into the music industry, it's usually, I've heard it said so many different ways. People have said it's all politics. People have said it's all about what you know. People have said it's all about who you know. And people have said it's about how much money you can put into it. They're all saying the same thing. What it comes down to is who knows you. So if I see your face 60 times and I see Dave's face 13 times, and I'm going through 92 applications for someone who wants to perform at my venue, and I see you with 64 previous, you are sitting higher than Dave is in my mind, or than the other thousands of applications on the desk. So if you're trying to be able to present yourself and get the gigs going, because you need consistency in the music industry, or people think that you quit. It's interesting. You want to couple those things together. Huge boon, amazing insight there. Reverb Nation, hardcore wins. And I really appreciated the non-biased feedback reports. The non-biased feedback reports from listeners, they're brilliant. I mean, I've looked at a couple of artists, different ones, and I'm gonna say this because I'm a nice person and it always bothers me. Don't get your feelings hurt if someone does not like it. It's okay. Don't get your feelings hurt if someone says something really mean either. That's okay too. Try and take something from it that was helpful and move on. Because art is art, and I can't expect everybody to love every drawing I make or even know what exactly it were that I drew. Look at Picasso. The world is full of people that people didn't understand. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Don't get hurt if people don't give you positive feedback. But as a manager, as a marketer, as just a go-to source of information for upstart artists, I absolutely love reading the negative feedback to the artists, because it's not always, you can tell if someone's trying to be just mean, it's non-biased and they're not in the mood to participate. Fine, that's okay. But I do like negative because there's so much valuable information in there. There's just so much. It's good. So learn to love your negative feedback. I think that's like a lifetime thing. It's an ongoing thing. Because I will be honest with you guys, I can handle negative feedback in like every arena of my life except for academia. I take it personally. I'm like, no, I work so hard on that every time. So, learning to take negative feedback with a positive mindset. It takes a little bit. Go get some coffee, go for a jog. Cardio is great for the personality. But totally read it all, because it's great insight. Or if I were to give an amazing tip, if you take it personally, maybe wait for the report to populate and then read the entire report from beginning to end without stop. And then take a day or two to think about it before coming back to it, because that would also help process the not nice comments in a good way. But then the nice comments are amazing, and when you get those, I don't know what feels better than that. Just acknowledgement of good work. What else can we talk about? What time is it? Oh, we're getting there, so.
I can't think of anything right this second.
Me either.
And for next week.
What do you want to talk about next week? We should plan.
For your week, next week, what are you doing next week?
Oh. Inferential statistics. Okay, so what's on my plate right now? I have 2 artist web pages that need to come up. I have a business plan that I need to wrap up. I have 3 weeks left on this inferential statistics course, and you guys, it's getting heavy. It is like, I looked at Jeff last night and I was like, honey, I don't know if I want to be a doctorate student anymore. And he had the perfect answer, because he was just like, it's okay to have a day like that. And I was like, yeah, you know what it is. But it's true. This class is, it's profound. It's wonderful. I love information, but sometimes you do get to that point where it's information overload, and I feel like I'm totally teetering there right now, and I'm trying to understand everything without just being frustrated. And I know it's easy. It always is. It always ends up being something teeny tiny. And I overthink it. So, next week, I really, if I'm being like honest, making an applied statement, next week, Connie needs to spend some serious time trying to disengage from the world a little bit and just reset my mind, because I've been working too hard, too much, too often, too many ideas, and it's conflicting with my academic study time, just being real. But I have a hard time shutting my mind off. So, like, if I'm working on a business plan, okay, and let's say the business plan is for a carnival in South Carolina, just whatever, it's a business plan. And then I need to go into my inferential statistics course where I am studying generational differences. My mind has a conniption. It doesn't like trying to... And maybe that doesn't even make sense to the world. It's because it's a lot of numbers and they differentiate very, very heavy. And there's a lot of, I like to pay attention to the marketing side of things. Like, I like to understand profiling, not the negative kind, but the marketing kind. I like to understand trends and population values, that kind of thing. And so when I'm working such stark opposites, sometimes my mind just goes, no. And I'm like, no, you matter to me. And then I have to talk nice to it. Maybe play Fallout. That's what I should do. I should play Fallout next week. I should commit to something ridiculous, 5 hours of Fallout. But no, other than that, I have to start figuring out what I'm going to do for residency. How am I going to wear my hair? What am I going to wear? How many sweaters do I bring? How cold is it in Phoenix in December? These are all things that I have not addressed.
How long do you have to be there for?
I'm going to be there from, Jeff and I will get there on November 30th, and we leave for home on the 13th.
Okay.
Of December. So I'm going to be spending the 1 year anniversary of... See, and that's so hard. And what people don't understand is I started my doctorate's program and then I lost my mom. And so this year I'm coming into I'm officially year 2 doctorate's program. Woo! And then when I'm in Phoenix, it's the 1 year anniversary of my mom. So it's going to be, I have a lot to think about. And I just got to figure it out. I can do it. I believe in me too. So yeah, I'm going to get it. I have really good support. I have amazing support. I have Rupert. But also on Jackie Price Marketing, you guys will get to know Nikki of I Am Mirror Messages, which I kind of feel like jackpot for me because she's a life coach that teaches self-esteem and empowerment techniques. And so one of my dearest friends, and I get to go to residency with her. So I will be in good hands, world. I promise. I will come back in one piece. I'm already trying to figure out where you and I can video that will be fun. I don't know. I'll do something crazy. I know not to video at a mall. That'll be way too loud. But figure something out. I'll swing into Vegas and drop you off at we'll do a Hard Rock Cafe interview. Hi guys, it's loud here. I don't know. But it'll be exciting. I'm always excited. Okay, that's not true. I'm either really excited or I'm crazy, sad, nervous, but I'm excited. So I'm going to keep it there. And I need to make I'm not necessarily in class on the anniversary that Mom passed away. That day, there's no anything. So I need to just figure out something to do to preoccupy my mind that day. And I'll be good. So it's weird. It's crazy weird, you know? So lots of different things. So I don't know if I ever answered you. Yeah, I totally think I'm a professional. But I think I'm a non-traditional professional. How do you say that? Like, I'm a professional who has dedicated years into researching human behavior and its interactions in the workplace.
Yeah.
And I strive to counteract all of the negative that I have seen in academia, in data, and in personal experience to something positive, which is why we do this. So, yeah, I totally feel like I'm a professional. The really important question is this one. Rupert, do you feel like an adult?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, that's the hard question because I think, do I behave like an adult? Sure. Do I feel like an adult? Not in the slightest, you guys. Like, maybe it's a perception thing, but nope. I'm in my doctorate's program. I have children. I'm married. I'm like one of the most responsible people you will ever meet. And I'm not an adult yet. I don't feel it. I think it's supposed to be heavier. Well, no, don't put that on me. Don't want that. Okay. I think it's supposed to feel something, though. And maybe at the end, though, of life, you know, we'll be like 200 years old and like trying to play air hockey or something. And you'll be like, remember that day you asked me if I were old? And I'll be like, yeah, if you were an adult. And you'll be like, still not there. And I'll be like, me too. And we'll just figure out that at old age, that adults, maybe it's like a threat, like a psychological threat. Like your parents were like, you're not an adult yet. And it built this thing up in your head that we will never have. And I'm okay with it, though. If adult never happens to me, I'm good. So.
Yeah, everybody wants to be adult.
Right. I feel like I could be if I wanted to, but I also, and forgive me for all of the adults out there that are listening, I feel like if I were to put on adult, it would be boring. Did you hear me? Did I whisper loud enough for dramatic effect? Okay, good. Because I don't know. I watch too many comedies to be an adult. And I literally go out of my way to find youthful activities to participate in that make me not feel adult. Like, I'm like, ooh, like working out. I work out a minimum of 5 days a week. Every week. I don't know if you guys know this. I work out a minimum of 45 minutes per session. Every day. Like, this is my thing. However, how does Connie work out? I dance with video games. I feel like that just undid all of the adults of what I just said. Like if you guys understood what that meant, like, I don't know who plays these games with me, but you will find, like, people dressed up as bananas, and you have to do the whole dance as the banana. And, it makes me happy. I'm okay dancing with the banana. That's not really true. I don't dance with a banana. But I'm trying to say it's really, like, dramatically child, and I love it. Every ounce of it. So I can be adult if I only give you guys partial sentences. Like, do you work out? Yeah, 5 times a week. So adult. Do you work out and how? Yeah, 5 times a week. with a video game. Duh. Lost the adult. See how that works? Like, so I'm okay. I'll keep that happy, healthy, nonsensical balance, because maybe my giving up the adult goes back to Descartes and the apple basket. I know I'm saying his name wrong. Someone's going to have to correct me. But I'm going to make you do it down below. Leave me a comment to correct me. And please understand that I am super smart. I really struggle with pronunciation of anything that's not, stereotypically American. I apologize, worlds. I would totally start fixing that. But we have this, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's globally, everybody knows. But America has this travel issue. We want to. But there's a gray area when it comes to travel. So I'll start traveling soon. Put that on my goals for 2019. I know we want to do London soon, but I don't really feel like London is traveling. Do you feel like if you came here, it would be traveling?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like London and the US are too similar for it to be. Like Mongolia, that's traveling. Where would I go?
I won't come back there anytime soon.
Yes, I know. All right. Okay, well, anyways, world, we are totally at 41 minutes, and I warned us of being close to being out of time at 28 minutes. So let's wrap up this video, and then Rupert and I will mess around and, come up with something brilliant for next week. And I don't know. I'm glad to be seeing you guys again. I'm glad we were able to do the Constantly Cheeky videos. It's super fun. And as always, leave us feedback. Engage with us. Tell us what you want to know. Because I would love to be able to answer questions, but I cannot answer them because as much as I deny being an adult, I also deny being psychic. So if you want me to answer your questions, you have to leave it down below for me to do so. Or email me or something, but I totally prefer you leave it down below. Do you want to say anything?
It's been fun getting back to doing the videos after a break. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Me too. Yeah, we'll totally talk about something fun next week, but it will not be inferential statistics.
No.
All right. Bye, America, world, and all of those who are constantly cheeky. We totally love you, and we'll see you next week.